not go on. It says we're live.
Yes, peace, family. Another Sunday dinner. Welcome. Hi,
Welcome,
everyone.
peace.
Peace. Yes, another Sunday dinner.
Did you do the thing for the echo, bro?
Oh yeah, I'm about to do that right now. I just was getting the other channels and stuff set up.
Alright.
Bringing that right now, God. We bringing that right now. Fix that real quick. All right, we got this little echo thing here. Yeah, I was testing that speaker, but it wasn't working. Is that working?
Peace. Yeah.
All right, that echo gone, right?
Yes, echo is going from my side.
All right,
J Hooks the Great. Echo going
Yeah,
from you?
I think so. Yep, it is.
awesome.
Cool, ready to rock and
Awesomeness.
roll. How everybody feeling? What's going on?
Good, feeling good. Queen has arrived too. She arrived right on time. Y'all like that?
Right on time.
Right on time.
You down with OKP? Yeah, you know
Yes.
me.
Somebody
Peace, Queen.
stop him. Oh,
Peace.
Peace, Queen. How you doing?
I'm awesome. How y'all feeling?
Feeling good, a little tired, but feeling good at the same time.
Yeah.
Man, Oracle, you know what? I had to go to Pennsylvania this week for the first time. And I wasn't too far from Philly. And I didn't know it was so many trees and mountains and stuff on the East Coast like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Appalachian over here too.
Man, I'm driving through. I'm like, I feel like I'm going to Georgia, because you gotta drive through Kentucky and Tennessee and all that stuff, and you kind of see the same type of scenery. So I wasn't expecting that going east. I seen something, I swear, can't nobody tell me nothing. That was a pyramid that they covered up with trees because it was just way too pointy at the top of it. I'm like, man, that's a pyramid, man.
Yeah.
That's a pyramid. They covered it up with put some trees on top of it, and you know what I'm saying? And it was all gated off. I'm like, yeah, we've been bamboozled.
Facts.
Which is perfect with the topic that we talking about today. Manipulation through media. Hold on, y'all.
And we always fall for it too. Until we,
that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Television, live vision.
Yep.
Programming. So it was created to manipulate people and keep them in control. Keep them entertained. Program their thing. But then there's a what you call a law or something like that now for propaganda. They have put up a whole system that they're able to speak propaganda.
Yeah. Y'all seen something like that. Well, basically they can like do it legally or something, right?
Yeah,
spread propaganda legally. So that's the manipulation of media right there, to manipulate the people into believing what they want them to believe. When you think about it, who own the media? Only 5 families.
Exactly. Shout out to Jonathan Hoover.
Where them 5 families from? Ashkenaz and Khazars.
hmm You know what? I went and seen the Superman movie. The latest, the new one that just came out Thursday, and they showed that in the movie. Lex Luthor, he had these monkeys, programmed to, and they was just typing just BS online, just what they call it. They was just trolling. You know what I'm saying? He just had them hooked up to these computers, these laptops, whatever, and they was just trolling for hours. I said, man, they really got that. Besides, Jamal spoke on that a couple of years ago, how they got, people just hired people just to online, just spreading propaganda,
Yep.
because all it takes is to see a couple of the same comments or negativity to kind of sway a person's perception of a certain situation.
Yep.
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 That's it. They go in the movie. What they did, they used monkeys, right? So
Mm-hmm.
what they consider us, you understand? So they use them to put them in a room and just type. They don't have to believe what they type in, just type. Give you a
Yep.
job.
Fact.
Spread lies,
Yep.
spread
Exactly.
rumors, spread fear, you know? And
And
that's the power of the media.
that's their only job. They ain't got to know
Yep.
nothing else.
Nothing at all. You just gotta
Mm-hmm.
read from a teleprompter, whatever they tell you to read, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it is true or not. And that's why a lot of people now have to. I mean, for us, we know that we have come away from whatever they put out there. We know you gotta look. If they tell you look right, you gotta look left. They tell you look up, you gotta look down because they're always trying to draw you away from what it is that they're doing.
Yep. 100%. And I'm so glad for this whole discernment thing and having to take a step back and think twice about what these people be telling us. I'm gonna give you kind of a semi-personal story behind this. So my goddess right now, she just had to go out of state somewhere, and she was a little concerned about it because she like, well, I heard that it's a lot of racist stuff, a lot of racist attacks going on. And I thought about it. I said, if the media is promoting that, it probably is like a handful of people that is on that. But I wouldn't worry about it if I was you. Because if the media promoting that, they're trying to portray that's what's going on. And it's probably the exact opposite. And sure enough, went out there, had a good time, and was around a bunch of different races of people and didn't experience any of that. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
But the media, whatever she's saying on the media, just made it seem like it was just this big race war going on. And I think it was DC, I think. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as I heard the story, I'm like, I don't know about that. If I was you, I wouldn't worry about it because that's what they do. You know?
Mm-hmm.
They have you thinking you about to go out of town and everybody about to be at you with pitchforks. And then you mess around and get there, everybody got open arms.
And sometimes it's to
All
keep
about
you
force.
out of there. So you don't get that good vibration.
Yeah, keep you in
Facts.
fear, keep you in fear, keep you in manipulation, you know? Stay home, don't go nowhere. Just stay in, lock your doors. Don't go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
that's how they had everybody tricked with that pandemic. You know?
Pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah, they had everybody. People was wearing a mask inside their own car. Yeah, I was like,
I don't-
bruh.
Yeah.
I thought that was the dumbest thing. I thought that was the dumbest thing ever. You in the
Absolutely.
car by yourself and wearing a mask.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that was fear at its best. That was fearmonger at its best, in my
At
opinion.
its best. Absolutely. I mean, they had gloves on too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it plays into the power of suggestion. The conversation you had with your queen, the power of suggestion would have had her put on a shield and already be prepared to attack first before she's attacked. So they see as these little sceneries or fill us with these thoughts that now we have to automatically go into protection to protect ourselves, not knowing if it's even real before we get there. But a lot of us are weak-minded that we will already have a guard up and be ready to already, let's say, kill ourselves first before we're even attacked.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, the media thing, it's a powerful tool.
Yeah.
I was looking up the etymology, and it says to hand. It says, in essence, the etymology of manipulation reveals a journey from the concept of handling with the hand to the more nuanced idea of skillful and sometimes deceptive management of people and situations. So it takes me back to why I said I stopped watching the news, and I would say no news is good news. Right? Because if I ain't hear about it, then it's everything good over here. You notice only until you hear news do your concept or your energetic field change.
Yes.
Right. And I happened to come across the news the other day saying at a friend house, and I'm like, girl, why you got this on? And I looked up and it said a commercial break, and I laughed because a commercial break is just paid programming, meaning they're being paid again to feed you something. You're literally sitting still to abide and listen to something that you created in your world to think is real, and now you connect with other people. Y'all start collectively talking about it. And now y'all creating it in your own reality.
Exactly.
Facts.
I borderline hate commercials, and I know, you know, we not supposed to use the word hate and all that, but I think sometimes it's appropriate. I'm borderline hate commercials. Man,
yeah,
I'll hurry up. I'll switch to something else if commercial come on. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it.
Because a commercial is nothing but a sell tactic. It's trying to manipulate you into buying something, portraying something, or believing something.
Yeah.
So it's solicitation at its finest. It's a solicitation, and solicitation is illegal.
Yep.
Yeah, I like what the Queen Oracle said in one of our past shows. You know, she said if I do watch TV and the commercial come on, I'll mute it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I do the same thing. I'll mute it and look away. Like, especially in most of the commercials, is all about drugs, man. You know what I mean? They want you to go to the pharmacy and get this hogwash
with 80,000 side effects that they read out to you.
Right.
Like, oh wow. It's like the side effects go in your ear and out your ear. I'm just trying to understand, because it's like, how you didn't hear all this.
Yeah.
They cause everything is causing is something you ain't even walking in with, but you just, oh wow, you like, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, cure depression, but take on runny bowels, attempted suicide.
I love that one. I love that one. You may attempt suicide. Wait a minute. This thing is altering my perception of reality to the point where I'm about to off myself. Oh man.
It don't even make sense.
Yeah.
That's one medication.
They sign right on up.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. People have been so manipulated and brainwashed that they believe in their medicine. You tell them don't take that, go holistic. Oh man, you will cause a serious war with some people. The manipulation is deep. And you realize that commercials are the most expensive products, or I should say, and you have to create a commercial that is so expensive. So they spend billions of dollars on creating commercials to manipulate you to come and buy.
Oh, I'm glad you said that,
like
because
say solicit your.
And I'm glad you said that, because think about how these CEOs and stuff, they so money hungry. They looking to cut every corner possible to just maximize every dollar. With that being said, why are they so willing to spend so much money on these commercials? You would think they'd be trying to make, especially nowadays with AI and all that stuff, and you know you got your regular YouTubers that's making super nice high quality videos for the little or nothing. Why are they still spending so much money on these commercials?
Well, they don't
Yeah,
have like a knowledge. They don't have a lot of knowledge when it comes to technology. So of course they're willing to pay somebody with the knowledge. That's one. The commercial price is nothing compared to how much you'll get in gain and assets and benefits from those that actually watch it and abide. They make it more from you viewing it and you actually participate, and then they could ever lose in making a commercial.
Yeah.
One commercial think about it. One commercial could touch billions. You know how much money that is compared to the price you just paid to promote it?
That's why it costs $1 million to get a commercial.
But commercial is not really that high. Like it's like a newspaper. You know they pay. You know you have to pay to put things in a newspaper too, right?
Right.
Yeah, I paid $650 to run something for a month and 2 weeks in a newspaper. So all that stuff we're reading, that's paid for too. That's not free. People paying to put that shit up in there.
Yeah.
So again, we're reading other people's perspectives, other people's opinions, other people's mindsets and theories. That's all this world is created of. And again, I'm gonna go back to saying that's why I feel like this is a mental asylum. Like unless you have control over your mind, you are being controlled in some way. Some type of programming got to you if you're not programming yourself.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, facts.
Yep. That's why I spent a lot of time deprogramming.
That's so important.
Go ahead, sister.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying that's why I spent a lot of time deprogramming myself, because it was that, or I was going to continue down the same path, the same path of thinking that it was okay to just go to work, go to pharmacy, go to church, go home. Like I was wrapped up in that, because it's like that tells you that that's the answer. You work hard, you'll get rich. You go to church, you'll save your soul. You go to pharmacy, you'll get better. And all that shit was lies. All of it.
Yep.
You got to find it within yourself, whatever it is, you know.
That's why it's so important to detoxify yourself from so many of the outlets that they have manipulation and control over. You now got to control what it is you watch, what you listen to, where you go, and stuff like that, to keep yourself in alignment with your highest self. You understand? Because the manipulation is so, even when you go out driving, the bulletin boards. You see, they call this commercial on those bulletin boards, the color that they think these businesses, all of those things are part of the manipulation.
Yeah. Sad. Those bulletin boards too is like, you're driving, so it's not like a commercial where you're just like watching and you can catch some things like, like the brother said, runny bowels, or you're going to attempt suicide. The billboards are like just flashes to your subliminal. So your subliminal's catching that and is buying it, is sucking that right up, because you're not going to go home and deprogram that from your subconscious like we do, because we know better, you know what I mean? Or we do it right then and there while we driving. Like, man, you see that hog? Like, I'll see a billboard, especially when we was on the road, when we saw on that trip. I seen so many billboards, because they don't have them up here. I told y'all that before. They don't have no billboards like that up here. But we seen the billboards, and I was like, wow, people really buying this crap, man. But I could see it for what it is. It was almost like the scene that Jay Hooks loved so much, that scene in the movie They Live, when they put the shades on and you can't, he can see everything, obey, go to sleep. You can see all the other stuff that other people just see in the advertisement. They don't see that it's putting you to sleep. It's got you doing goofy things and following goofy things.
I was just about to bring that scene up right before you spoke on it. I was about to say, I literally be driving past billboards and feeling like that. I drove past I think it was a Chanel watch billboard, And all I seen was buy, consume,
Yeah.
purchase
Yeah.
what you don't need. I'm
Mhm.
like, dang, man, it's crazy.
And
Yeah.
it's always something that ain't
The need, the
even
need,
really that necessary in your life. But you think it is.
manipulation is serious and it's strong. Mhm.
Fact. Yeah.
And
It's
that's where you
very
get all this
strong.
spotting from too. Think about it. People, they get a they get a Nutra blender, then you gotta get a blender, then you gotta get this juicer, then you gotta all of this commercial manipulation to spend to make you a consumer.
Yep. And you always gotta have the latest thing.
Yeah. Yeah. The newest, latest. I was
Mhm.
on that train, man. I'm telling you, I was on that train. I've had every single Galaxy that came out, the Samsung Galaxy, up until this last one, which is it's the 8 that I got.
Mhm.
But that wasn't until I went, and when I went and sat down for that little bit of time, and thoughts was going in my head like, man, I spent all that money. Just imagine if I would have saved all the money that I was earning, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be sitting pretty when I got, you know what I mean, when I got out. But I just spent it because easy come, easy go. So it just as fast as it came in was as fast as it was going out. So it didn't really make no sense. But every year, and they trick you too. You know, you believe that you got to get a new phone every year. Man, that phone
Mhm.
is old. My phone is like at least 10 years old. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Literally. And I've had it for about that long, about maybe 7, 8 years, maybe. I had that phone for a long time now. It still works just fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they make you think you gotta have the newest, latest, man. And
Mhm.
it's a waste of
Yeah,
time, a waste of money.
yeah,
Yeah, we are we are consumers though. Like that's our energetic pull. We are consumers, and it's like what we if they don't give us what to consume, then we would have to figure out what we need to consume ourselves for our highest good. But because this program is set for us to more so, I don't want to say be followers because a lot of us are rebellious where you can see where we want to be leaders at, but we actually, because the connection and the collective is so strong, the energetic pull to us just going with the flow of what everybody else is doing is easier than us going against the flow.
Facts.
But we are consumers. Like that's how they get us. We have to consume something. And again, it's either you're giving it to yourself to be consumed or someone's going to give it to you to consume.
Mm,
So it's all up to you being present enough to see which role you're allowing to be played in your life.
facts.
yeah.
Facts.
Mhm. Yep.
And
Taking control, taking
Mm-hmm.
control for what it is you
Exactly.
consume. Yeah,
yeah,
Exactly. So it's either you have control or someone has control of you. That's
facts.
come
it.
on, that's
Mhm.
it. That's fact.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
I mean, we look at, like, you know, you got like pastors like Creflo Dollar, right? Worth millions. This man got his own plane. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you got your own plane? Yeah, okay. But these are the same people that like are sleeping with the members of their flock, knowing this woman's married, or knowing this woman is young and not, you know, she's not fully coherent as to, you know what I mean? She just likes what you're saying because she wants to believe in something. She wants peace and harmony in her life, and you know what I mean? Like, she wants to seek something in that soul, but now you sleeping with this person and you married, and they got us tricked, man. They got they got everybody tricked. If we don't
but
shake out
they
of it.
come back to what they
Go ahead,
come back to
sister.
what Oracle just said. They come back to what Oracle just said. Either you control what you consume, or somebody else will control what you consume.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
And so when you
Mhm.
look at people like that who are in leadership, they take advantage of
Mm-hmm.
those who
Exactly.
believe in them. And so
Mm-hmm.
now they're the ones telling you what to consume. You're no longer in
Exactly.
control of your own. You see?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like, or like, I was looking for a post because it was this post I read, and it was like, we come here with nothing. We fight so hard for something to still leave with nothing.
Mm. Mm.
Come
Mm.
on,
Right?
that's
So
Mm.
when I hear you say, "Oh, they got these planes, they got that's nothing compared to it's nothing. You're not leaving with it." So it's like it makes you wonder,
Exactly.
what are they really trying to deter you from? Because if they're leading you that way to think that you have to have these mansions, these cars, no, what is it that you really need to have? Because they're trying to be able to give you that consumption of those things that's important, but that's the least of your importance.
Yeah.
Right?
Facts.
So now you
yep.
have to look and wonder, what is the road less traveled? Because that's the road everyone's traveling. Right?
Mm.
Mm.
Mhm.
Mm.
Facts. Man. And it's crazy. Like the ones who are controlling the narrative, they don't even go after that stuff. They after your energy.
Exactly.
You
Yep.
know,
Your
they
energy.
want you to
Yes.
put on a mask and put on a costume and go out and knock on people's door and say the words, T or T, and put some candy in your kid's bag. That's only going to rot your children's teeth, number one. And we
Peace,
know
Roro.
scientifically that sugar causes cancer.
Yep.
You
The food.
know what I'm saying? You paying for your own assassination, and they do it all through the media.
Right. By the power of suggestion.
Yep.
Again, everything that's been given to us is just by the power of suggestion. You
Facts.
got your favorite football
Suggested.
player, your
Mhm.
favorite basketball player. You got all your favorite this and that got this and that, and you want to be like them. So the power of suggestion to
Yep.
get like them, you got to do these things that they've done.
Yep.
Yep.
Come back to that same word, power,
Mm-hmm.
manipulation. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Got
Shout
you
out
up
to
all hours
Roro.
of it. Roro.
Yes. Hello back, Ro. Tapping in again. Always here in the
Yeah.
chats with us.
And
But
so think about it.
mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
No,
Queen.
go ahead, Queen. I'll go after you.
Yeah. I know I just was going to go back on what you're saying in terms of favorite football, favorite basketball, favorite
Mm-hmm.
this, favorite people say my favorite color, my favorite food. All of this is a part of consumption. But if you don't know yourself, you
Mm-hmm.
become a product of the matrix.
Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly.
Somebody else controlling you. What do
Exactly.
you call a hamster on the hamster on that wheel? Going in circles.
That's exactly what it is too.
Yeah. And it reminds me of a play. Like I started feeling like this is like a play. It's like Shakespeare. Like we're in a play. We
Mm-hmm.
don't realize it. Like this is a play. Like, and I say that because when
You
I think
got your
about
role and I got mine.
exactly, but I thought about it like the Bible. How they say the Bible has secret dark sayings, and you have to fully tap into even understand what's clearly being said. You're reading it one way, but it's not being said and interpreted that way. But because you don't have a
Come
proper
on.
interpreter, you're being told and showed it a way that it's not substantial to who you are. It's more so of a
Listen.
controlling mechanism than of you controlling
Yes.
your mechanism,
Wow.
right?
Queen, I am so happy you mentioned that because I went back. I said, let me go back and start reading again. And
Mm-hmm.
as I was reading the Bible, I'm starting to see the disconnect.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and so people will quote just one or two verses of the scripture, but when
Mm-hmm.
you read the whole thing, you kind of like, how did this fit in there?
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
none to the top of it makes sense, none to the bottom of it makes sense, but
Mm-hmm.
that's what fits right
Mm-hmm.
inside there. So
Yes.
I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
this is you have to really read this thing with a real open mind of
Yes.
understanding to catch what is being said. It's just like the same with the manipulation of the media. When you're
Mm-hmm.
talking about your eyes have to be open to realize that the media is truly manipulating you. But other people who ain't open to this, they would just think, oh child, this just
Yeah.
they would just go with the flow. But
Yes.
when you now come alive and you seeking more, and that's the other thing. The only way you can know something is manipulating or something is missing is when you are open to wanting to know more.
Exactly. It has to be in your willpower.
Yeah, in your willpower.
Yeah.
Okay.
Facts.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Bible, again, I'm speaking on the Bible because it's really funny to me because I hear Christians and a lot of religious, I don't want to really label it, but a lot of religious would say, oh, you know, they don't believe in magic. Well, if you read the Bible, you read a lot of magic in there.
Yep.
Right? No, seriously, like when you
Oh,
sit
no.
back and you really read, like she said, you're not just reading certain scriptures or 1-2 lines. When you read that, all you're reading about is magic.
Yeah.
All right? If
They
you
just
think a
calling it miracle.
100-year-old woman got pregnant,
Right.
that's magic. If you think somebody
Right.
sat in the belly of a well, that was magic. If you think that a snake talked to Adam or Eve and that was humans, that was magic, honey.
Mm-hmm. They just
And
let's
call it
not
miracle.
forget. Let's not forget parting a whole sea.
Yeah,
What?
that's
What you
magic.
call that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you listen to these stories, these are the
Okay.
same stories that we grew up where we were fed as kids and we're telling our kids. These are mythical stories. So unless you truly
That's
interpret
right.
it to understand what's really being said, you are in magic. All of this is magic.
But watch
Yeah.
it. Roro, that's it. Watch it. Roro said something for true. Because when you think about a lot of people, Psalms, a lot of people go to the book of Psalms when they quote unquote praying against someone or
They call
praying
it the
for
book of
something. They
spells.
go to Psalms.
Yeah.
Or you go to some people's house, they have a Bible open up, they have it open up to the book of Psalms.
Yeah.
Mm.
But like you said,
So that's
like
why
you said, because they're not really reading the full description of that Bible page, they don't know.
yeah.
The pastor not giving them the whole
Yeah, they
section.
only pull out
He ain't
that
saying
one.
read chapter 3.
Yeah.
Read, no, he just telling you to read 2-3 lines and you going
Mm-hmm.
home welling off of that, but you didn't read the whole center. You didn't read it all.
Right.
Not
And
at
it's
all.
because people are mentally lazy and emotionally selfish.
Lazy.
So when they're mentally lazy, you ain't gonna do the work yourself. Instead of you going back and reading that, you just taking whatever this guy is saying up on the totem or whatever. But he's only reading part of it. You know what I mean? If you read everything, like I love how it's still in the Bible right now, where Jesus said himself, "Do not praise me, for I am not your Lord." Right?
No,
And so forth and
That's
so forth. People skip right over that because
Yeah.
they're listening to what the pastor's telling them.
Exactly. And tell you
He
going to hell
told
because you
you.
ain't praise Jesus. After Jesus said, I can't do nothing for you.
Right. That's crazy
okay.
to me.
And
Like,
then
Yeah. Yeah.
and
And we'll
then when you
argue
go
you back
there,
and forth about it.
yeah.
Oh, you don't believe
Yep.
in Jesus? Jesus told me to leave him where he at. What are you talking about?
but not only that,
Hold on, y'all.
even in the
I gotta
Bible,
wrap my hands
even in
around
the
this. Oh, go ahead, guys.
even in the Bible, just to point this out, even in the Bible, it says Paul told Timothy, study to show yourself approved. That means you got to get in this thing yourself and study and research for yourself. Don't just take what I say.
Exactly.
Go and do the research.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And all the books tell you
ahead.
that too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They all tell
I'm
you
trying
that.
to wrap my hands around this because I don't think I ever heard that part of the Bible or what Jesus saying, "Don't praise me." So that just goes to show you that, you know, people are truly just the blind following the blind because of Jesus said, "Don't praise me." I mean, I remember thinking that as a kid. I remember being a kid trying to figure out, was Jesus God? Because the way people praised him and just Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. So I'm like, is Jesus God or is he, you know what I'm saying? I could never, and still to this day, I'll be like, I question people because the way people just, Jesus this, Jesus that, you would think Jesus is God. So
Right.
it's like,
But Jesus said, I and the Father are one. I cannot do nothing but through my Father. Right? They are one. He said, you can do greater things than I. He said that we can do greater things than he. So if I can do greater things than you, why would I need to come to you?
Okay.
Yeah. He was telling us right then and there.
Yeah.
It's all in yourself. It's all
Yeah.
inside of you.
Yes, the kingdom of God is within you. He
Yeah.
tells you all that. He told you all that. But again, the pastor not reading that to everybody. The pastor's not reading that to everybody.
And
The
he's
pastor
taught
not
not
even
to.
telling you what tithing means. Tithing
Yeah.
don't even mean what they told you it means.
And you
So we
know,
ain't about to go
sister,
there. We ain't
for
about to
him
go
to get his,
That's
for him to get his clergy, he had to make sure he
We
wouldn't
ain't
tell
about
you
to
that,
go
because they teach you that. You know, you can't just go and be a pastor. You got to go to school, and
Yeah.
you got to follow their rules. And yeah, they not
Mhm.
playing. You
Just
better
like
do
college
this
and
this way.
everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Because I'm sure if a lot of nurses and doctors really understood what type of industry they were in and what it was doing to not just them, but their people, they wouldn't even have those
Mhm.
titles.
Okay. They would
Okay.
walk away.
They would walk, they
Yeah,
would run
absolutely.
away
Facts.
because they're
Facts.
participating with the death of us. They're not helping. It's a
Yep.
difference. And they too will pay the karma of that. Okay.
That's why I got mad respect for the doctors, because it is a handful of doctors that, and I feel like that it's becoming more of a trend now, where doctors is realizing like, hold on, this ain't right,
Yeah.
and they
It
getting
is.
out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Yup.
Yeah, they going holistic. They coming out and telling you the truth. Well, the doctor telling you this. Why they didn't tell you to get more magnesium? Why they telling you to take this pill when you could just get a grapefruit that will help your life? And yeah, a lot of doctors are coming out telling you that it's not what they telling you it is. But that's why I also tell you to seek knowledge. It also tells you to trust no
Yep.
man. That Bible told you to
Yep.
trust no man, but we put
No
trust
man,
in
that's
man
right.
fast as hell.
It tell you the arms of flesh will fail you.
Yes, yes, it does.
Mhm. So
Yes, it does. You trusting somebody that got a certificate from a program that was set up to endanger you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. But that's when it started getting deep, and a lot of people don't be ready to go that deep.
And that's okay though. It ain't for
Yep.
everybody. It ain't for everybody. That's just what it is. That ain't stopping me from diving. Because at the end of the day,
That's it.
one thing
Yeah, not at all.
you gotta save yourself. We can't save everybody before we save us. That's our problem.
That's
We worry about
it.
other
Yeah,
people, but I ain't there yet. Let me get there.
come on. Yes.
Let me get there.
It's
Facts.
like there's a commercial. There's a commercial I saw with this little girl. She was sitting in the back seat. And her father asked her, she was trying to lock, I guess, fasten her seatbelt. And her father asked, "You want me to help?" She said, "No, worry about yourself. Worry about yourself." And if a toddler could tell her father, "Worry about yourself," meaning, you understand me? And she dealing with herself. You worry about yourself. And a lot
Yeah.
of times the problem is we trying to save everybody else, but we forgetting our own self.
Exactly.
Facts.
Exactly. You know, walking Jesus. What they told you, Jesus then sacrificed himself on the cross. And allegedly, I
Yeah.
read that before they drew that Jesus male figure there, it was a lamb. It wasn't. It was an animal. It was never a man or a
Yep.
human on the cross. Before they put that into the Bible,
Nope.
it was an animal,
Yep.
a lamb.
You know what's crazy
Sacrificial
about all
lamb.
this too, brothers and sisters, right? People that what I want to express to everybody, especially everybody listening right now. We have technology and the information at our fingertips if we just do the research. We just got to look it up ourselves. We got to find it, you know what I mean? And not just take any of the hogwash. Keep digging, because that's how we're coming to this. And I know that the talk we're having now, it may upset a few people, you know, because they wholeheartedly believe in this structure that they've been under, not realizing that's why their life sucks, right? But I got it pulled up right here, J Hooks, what you was talking about, and it's Matthew 19:17, where Jesus said, "Why do you call me God?" Jesus replied, "There is only one who is God. If you want to enter life, keep the commandments." So, and there's many references of him referring to God as another person other than himself. And it's like, the list just goes on. You know, you got John 20:17, that Matthew 19:17 I just read, John 17:3, John 14:28. Like, it's all there. You just got to really look past it. What the hogwash that they're giving you.
See, the problem is nobody want to spend. They don't want to spend time in isolation. Even Jesus, they tell you he went away from the crowd. He went away for 40 days. That's isolation.
Yeah.
To get to know himself. Where did he go when he was 18? When he 12 years old was the last time you heard about him until he was 33. Where did he go to be trained and to be taught and to be, you understand, cultivated? Know thyself. This is the problem. That's why manipulation is so high. And people can
Yeah.
be so easily manipulated, persuaded, because they're afraid to spend time by themselves to get to know themselves, to get to know the divine creator, the source of life, whatever you want. But you have to spend time alone.
Yeah, and just to back you up on that, sister, that's one of the verses that was pulled up. I'll read it for you. Where he said, "You heard me say, I am going away, and I am coming back to you." Right? That's John 14:28. That's the beginning of it. You heard me say, I am going away, and I am coming back to you. If you loved me, you would be glad that I am going to the Father. For the Father is greater than I. Man. Man. It's crazy, man. Manipulation.
We gotta get away from the manipulation. And see, this is the thing. That the other thing is this. And all respect to those that are still in various religions and stuff like that. But this same, you talk about manipulate church in religion. That is yeah, I don't know what kind of sorcery, I don't know what kind of whatever is being used, but that is the biggest, level of manipulation also is inside religion.
And think about it, it's all a program. If anybody pays attention, if they just took a step back and paid attention, you file into the church wearing your best. You don't even wear your best to your own inaugural ball. It could be in your honor, and you won't even wear your best, but you wear your best to this pastor, and he's always asking you to dig inside your pockets. You know, that was the first media, was them standing up and preaching. You know what I mean? That was the first real media, when they was in the streets, screaming at the top of their lungs about how this is that, and whatever made sense, if it resonated and it sounded good, people started coming over and listening more. And once he realized, now I got you, okay, pass that plate around. You know what I mean? That's why some of the movies' depictions are much greater if you really look at it in retrospect. Like, that Don't Be a Menace, when he said, "Nigga, get it around on that side." Because he just see who had the money. Get that plate around on that side. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
facts.
That's insane.
I heard somebody say that the reason the tariffs were able to be completed is because they already determined that no matter what the price is that you give an American, they're going to pay it. So why not? We got a bunch of food that's willing to pay for anything. So mark it up. They're going to buy it anyway.
Facts.
Yep.
I realized this years ago in college when Kanye West came out with them $300 white T-shirts and they sold out. I knew then. I said people will buy anything.
Yeah.
You could put a price tag on anything and somebody's going to buy it.
Exactly. Yeah. And they said that's why the terrorists are able to make a trend, because that's the plan they came up with. Those people will complain, but they're going to make way and get it still. And that's what they do. They complain about it, but never once do we say, fuck buying today. Let's take a break for 30 days. We ain't paying for nothing. No, you'll complain and still stand in line and go buy saying you just paid $5 for it a week ago, and now you paying $15 for it today.
Yeah. Speaking of that, sister, did you catch earlier? It was like a few months back where everybody was talking, once the tariffs and all the things started coming out, there was something about how the Louis Vuitton bags and all that stuff is literally made in the same factory with the knockoffs and all that.
All the Vietnamese and Chinese people came out and said that we were getting scammed. Since they want to take money from us, we're going to let y'all know that all that money y'all paying for these products are cheaper to be made than y'all are being paid for.
Yeah. You're just paying for the name because I slapped Louis Vuitton on it. You're going to pay $2,000. And people were complaining and mad, but there was this one video, I wish I would have saved it. That guy said, man, you still going out and buying it, though. What you complaining for? Man, that hit home right there.
Exactly.
That hit home. And people gonna buy anything. Of course, you're gonna buy that bag. You already buying your own assassination. You paying for your own assassination. You're paying for for people to kill you.
But that's
they're
the thing,
putting
though.
poisons in the food, and you still paying for it.
But that's the thing, right? That's where accountability come in too. We keep saying they.
Well, right, yeah,
we, right?
right.
Because after we get out, like this is me personally, spiritually. After I get out of understanding that I'm being manipulated, now I also have to get into and tap into freeing myself from manipulating myself.
Facts.
Right?
Yes.
Because I'm also manipulative as well to me. Right? I manipulate and trick myself into thinking things is more in what it is and what it ain't too. So that's another job within itself. After you have your discernment for outside of you, now you got to go within you.
Facts.
That's it.
Wow. Yeah, and we gotta blame ourselves because they put like we said before, they put the lie and the truth right next to each other.
Yep.
And they just put out.
Think about
I was just gonna say they put out the media. They put it in the media. It directs you towards the lie, but the truth is still there. Just like the side effects, they right there. They tell you it. Blah 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 blah. They say it real fast. Could cause hallucinations and this, that, and the third. But you still think that drug is gonna cure or help you with whatever ills you got. Crazy. Go ahead, sister.
Yep. And so think about it. What Queen Oracle said in terms of you manipulating yourself. Because even our train of thought, we manipulate ourselves. You know what? You should buy this, and then later on you could pay. We manipulate ourselves into some things that we knowingly know with sound mind. Hey, I shouldn't do this. But guess what? Let me go and do this today, and then tomorrow I'll purge. Or let me go and drink this today, and tomorrow I won't drink this. So it's the truth. We really,
yeah,
we really gotta go within us.
Yeah.
Well, shit, because that goes into the spirit and the flesh. One of them is stronger. It's always one. It's always a scene where one is about to outweigh the other, and that's where we get our control at and our understanding of which one we gonna keep in control.
Yeah.
Yep. You're gonna let your flesh dominate you, or you're gonna let your spirit, your higher self, control.
Right.
Majority of the times we just give into our flesh.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what we like to say? We only live once. That's the famous thing. I only live once.
That's why we got to change saying. Are you gonna believe your heart or your soul or your lying eyes? Instead of, are you gonna believe me or your lying eye? Are you gonna believe your soul or your lying eyes? Because your eyes gonna lie to you. Because you're seeing whatever they putting out there.
I seen a documentary a while ago about even wedding rings, right? But they were saying how traditionally that wasn't even a big thing until some company had invested. They had a whole nother business going on or something like that, but they invested in diamonds and they didn't know they had to figure out how to sell them, and then they started putting out billboards of, if you love your wife, she gonna have a diamond ring, and it took off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the manipulation through media and imagery is crazy, and the fact that it be a handful of people, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that come up with this game plan. Hey, let's do this, and the way people just go for it is ridiculous. You know.
But the think about it is so it's true. Even when you think about just these people, we don't have these big weddings. That's a manipulation too, because beforehand there wasn't no marriage certificate and all these different things that they do, and all of that was for control.
Yep. Sure was.
Manipulate and control.
Yeah. Then you find out.
Go deep, man.
Yeah, you find out getting married makes the state. If you go to the state, they're over your marriage and they have control of what you do and don't do. Like that don't even sound right.
Yeah, that's crazy. How to judge?
You know what's going on with me and my family and my life. I don't even know you.
Right.
Because you know why that was because they were trying to control the marriages and stuff like that, where they had a lot of mixed marriages come. So now what they was doing, that's why they brought the marriage certificate to control that. So you being Caucasian and me being melanated, if you all decided you can get married, you got to go to a state that accepts it. So certain states didn't accept that, so they that that control. Marriage certificate was a controlling mechanism.
Yeah, that's definitely a controlling mechanism to think that you have to accept who I love.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
how come
Yes.
you cannot get a divorce without that judge's approval? He's got to
Exactly.
sign off on that. He can force you guys to go to marriage counseling if he sees fit and say, no, I'm not granting this divorce. You have to go to marriage counseling. So I got to stay with this person because you say I have to?
Yep.
That's pimping at its best.
Because that marriage certificate is a bond. They getting paid off of that.
Right.
Yep. It's a bond.
No, it's a bond.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they're going to give you a list of therapists that you can go to do the marriage counseling.
Right. Doubling their profits.
Yeah.
Because back when they used to get married and just write it in the Bible. They didn't have to go to a church. You didn't have to go to a church. When you have your kids, you'll put it in the newspaper and you write the day they were born and everything in the Bible.
Yeah.
And you have a witness and they'll sign behind you. You don't have to. All these ways that they programmed us to think that this is normal is not normal at all. This is just ways
it's not at all
to get paid.
Manipulation and control. Manipulation and control.
And the union should be between the creator or that whatever they believe in, that higher power that they believe in, and those two people.
So so just saying that, you made the judge the creator.
Yeah.
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 No.
X.
Yeah. So what you say? You said you got to go through him. I'm sorry. You said you had to go through him to get the divorce because now that creator is the beginning, the end, and of all of what's going on in your life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Because I remember when I was going through mine, I knew then that I would never get married the so-called traditional way ever again. Because that feeling that I felt of me having to ask this man I never met or probably never meet again permission.
There you go.
To do something that it's just, man, I can't even explain to y'all how that made me feel.
Oh, you ain't got to, because I know how I made you feel, because we've been asking for permission for everything.
Mm-hmm.
We ask for permission to drive. We ask for permission to get paid. We ask for permission to breathe. We ask for permission to work. Everything we're doing, we're asking for permission.
Permission to be able to buy food.
Yeah. Yeah, we asking for permission to eat.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Because they told us, the power of suggestion, they told you can't plant your own food, allegedly.
Yeah.
Come on.
But you won't even try it because allegedly they told you can't.
Facts. It's amazing.
Wow.
So amazing.
Time to break that manipulation and that control. Time to break it. Time to break out. So the question is, somebody may ask, how do I break out?
How did you get in?
Yeah.
Come on, Queen. You help us to stop. Now, how do I get out of this?
How do you get out?
This mind control.
Yes.
I was
say you get out
I was
first, Bob.
I was raised in this. I was born in this. I was raised in this. So how do I get out?
I would say you get out first by mentally owning it, even if it's not so reality. Like myself, I still gotta I'm still getting up, going to work every day. But mentally, none of this means nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? It's all I know it's all temporary. I know it's all a setup. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not exactly how where I would want to be. You know what I mean? But still mentally, I don't have nothing to do with this matrix. That's why I don't care nothing about the news, nothing about what's going on with politics. You're not gonna catch me voting. You're not gonna catch me. I remember when they was going around doing the what you call it? Excuse me. When they was trying to see how many people stayed in your house and all that stuff. Census. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I didn't participate in that. Like all of this mean nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? So that would be my advice is you gotta own it on your own mental that, you know what I'm saying, it's all BS. And I just feel like the rest will fall in place, but you gotta first know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely gotta know that you're greater than what's being put upon you. Your belief system has to turn from a belief to a knowing. And your knowing is only what you decide to tap into to seek to know. You have to be willing to seek change. That's your first way. You have to be willing to seek change by any means necessary. And that's taking away, going away, adding on, subtracting, whatever you need to do to get into a reality that suits you and that makes sense and feel good to you. Right? And it's going to be different from everybody else. So that's another thing, being open to stand out. You got to be willing to go a different way that everybody else is not going. You got to be willing to turn around when everybody's saying run straight.
That's right.
You got to be willing to be judged. You got to be willing to be laughed at. But first you want to judge yourself and be willing to laugh at yourself.
That's right. That's why I don that mask. I don't care. Don't say it like it's, you got to be willing to do that. Like, I encourage people to do that, man. I encourage them. Same way I'm with you, sister. We have to get out of this cycle, and in order to do that, we have to be willing to, sit here and do this with no views or a million views. We have to be willing to do that, because people are gonna first hear this and be like, I don't know what y'all talking about. This is crazy. At first, but if you just use your soul, your discernment, the things we're mentioning is facts. You are part of a system that you're not in control of until you get control of yourself.
Yeah, that's the thing too. You got to be willing to be called crazy. You got to be crazy. Yeah. Crazy is the only way you're gonna get out the matrix.
Facts.
That's the only way you got to get out. You got to be crazy.
Yeah, they even put that in the movie. You see, like, he was thinking he was crazy when it said knock knock on the computer. He was like, "What the hell's going on?" He's like, "Am I losing my mind?" You could tell he was thinking like, "Damn, am I crazy?" But he had to be there. He had to keep going, and even though he didn't really want to at first, he didn't want to go with the little people or whatever to the club. He followed his instincts, which said follow the white rabbit or whatever. So they even tell you how to do this thing. We just not paying
attention. B. Dale just said it in one of his lives. He said, if people not calling you crazy, you probably not woke yet. That's real talk.
That part.
So
one of the definitions for crazy is extremely enthusiastic.
Yeah.
That's what crazy. That's the definition of crazy. So again, before we let them tell us what crazy is, it's not what you think it is. It's not what they told you it was. So that's why a lot of things that they told you that's really low. When I think of all the things that they tell us that's like really low vibration or make you want to deter from it, no, that's what you want to tap into. Let me see what they talking about real fast.
Yep. And you know what, guys? I think I remember you mentioning that before. And I got real excited when you said that definition. I think I was like, "Yeah, I'm crazy than a mother then." Because I ain't never been so passionate about nothing in my life until I started getting on this stuff here. Because it just made sense to me. It answered so many questions that I had. I knew at a very young age, I knew around 18, 19, like something is seriously wrong with this world we living in. I couldn't pinpoint it. I didn't even know which direction to start looking in, but I just knew something ain't right here. You know what I'm saying? So I got super passionate when I got on my journey. And I still had that same fire, and I have to calm myself down sometimes talking to certain people, because I start getting riled up and I have to just calm down, because it's levels to it.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Looking at Roro comment, she say land of the freak with the cracking up face. Exactly. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's not the land of the freak. So
it can be though.
It's right. I was gonna say it definitely.
It can be once you free your mind. It sure can be a land of the free, honey. It sure can. Once we take the manipulation out and everything, it can be. It sure can.
That was in the movie too. That man was flying around. He said, I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see.
Yeah.
He started flying at the end of the movie. And in the second one, he was really going ham. You know what I mean? Like the guy said, he's doing his Superman thing. We are all Superman and Superwoman, Wonder Woman. We are all that. We just not putting it. We're not putting it into real perspective. Like, okay, let me be the best version of myself. Like, I'm gonna grow 1% every day. So in 100 days, I got 100%. 300 days, I got 300% of growth. You know what I'm saying? All I need is 1%. I don't need much. We don't need much. That one step, you know, sometimes one day that might turn into 5%, 10% that you change. And that's a significant change. But if you're not growing at all, you just stuck, you know what I mean? You're going to believe whatever they want you to believe. You know, that's why this video, you know, that we got posted up is so powerful. It's insane how it works.
Yeah, y'all ready to get into that video real quick?
Well, not yet. Real fast, I want to talk about the power of words, though, and how when I hear a lot of people that come over from different countries and shit, how they state they got to learn the American language to, you know, get a pass here. And they said out of all languages, American language is the hardest to learn. And do you know why?
Yep.
Because it has over one word has over 10 to 20 definitions.
Exactly.
Facts.
Yep.
One word can mean 1,000 different damn things. So already you can tell we're in a spell. Already you can tell we're being bamboozled and manipulated. Why would one word mean 100 other things opposed to it just meaning that one word?
Yeah. And it's not like that in the other languages. I've said this before. Those other languages, there is no maybe. You either do it or you don't do it. There's no such thing as maybe. You can go look it up for yourself. That's why they call Latin a dead language. They call a lot of these languages dead languages because you can't add, you're not adding any more words to them. For what? What do we need to add words to it for?
No. Just to call confusion. It all plays into the confusion. Every day, if you look on the dictionary, they add in these new words that we're using as slang into the dictionary every day.
Yeah. Because remember, ain't used to not be a word. I remember when I was growing up, I was in school. They said, ain't a word. You saying ain't, but it got added later.
Every word you've been hearing has been recently just starting to get added. Now they calling it little boys, young niggas, YNs, and like I'm like, what's going on?
That's gonna be in the dictionary soon.
It is. It's already in there. They got cooking. You know how somebody, oh, you cooking my shit. They putting all this stuff in there. Everything that we say as slang that we're making up, they're adding to our vocabulary to make it a thing. So if you think about it, if you could watch that happen today, imagine how long it's been happening.
Yep.
That's why when I was learning Spanish in the feds, I was working with Perfecto. I was learning Spanish, and I learned so much just by him teaching me Spanish. I was like, wow. And he was like, the slang is different. Like Mexican slang, they say way, right? And it's just a slang, but it's not. There's no real meaning to it. Like you just gotta understand it or you don't. It's kind of like how the Italians say forget about it. Forget about it can mean good or bad. It can mean a whole bunch of different things, and it depends on the context you're talking, right? That's not really adding a whole nother word. It's just a slang to kind of emphasize what you're saying at that moment, right? And I love how them languages work because that's where I really noticed it when I was learning Spanish. I was like, how come this? You can't, he said, no, it's not like that. He's either masculine or feminine. He's like, that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm learning, I'm like, and it didn't make sense because English so embedded in my skull. So once I got that part out, same thing with Arabic. When I was learning a little bit of Arabic at the same time, I was understanding like, okay, it either is or it isn't. It's this or it's that. There is no in between, or they created this gray area, and it's to keep you in a fog. That's what I think. They do.
But I feel like that's why religion, any religion, I'm not just talking about one, I'm talking about them all, because why is every few years they're updating the book? If
Exactly.
God was spoken in a language,
Exactly.
that language would change, that vocabulary wouldn't change, that perspective wouldn't change. But why is the Bible, since before my grandma was born, why has it been made over and over and over and over again?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? And it remind me of these movies that they keep making over and over and over and
Yeah.
over again. Is this a spell? Is this an illusion? Is this part of
Yeah.
your plan? Like something's not making sense. We have all these new minds, all these new perspectives. Why are you redoing and re-saying the same things over and over again?
Yeah.
It don't make sense.
Yep. I remember being at my grandma's house one time and seeing at least 5 or 6 different Bibles, and I'm just like, why? It don't make sense.
And you really arguing with somebody about your religion that has not one book attached to it. It has too many books for you to argue. How are you arguing something?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
It just don't make sense. But again, you have to be present to see that, because like you said, a lot of people will get upset. But I'm gonna be honest, so if you upset about something you didn't even look into, then you should be mad at yourself. Because how can you be upset at someone else having a perspective of something that they seeked outside of something that you even started to search for? That don't make sense. How are you mad because I looked for more of a meaning to what you're telling me to believe in, but you just stayed right there? That don't make sense.
That's the pure essence of ignorance.
Yeah. And it's no excuse.
Yeah.
Nope.
There's no excuse.
That's why there's really no. Excuse me, y'all. There's no point. It don't be no point in debating with people.
No.
But what I like to do now is just like ask, kind of general questions to make people think. Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Yeah, we gotta use what they know too. Because using what we know is gonna really pull the rug out from underneath them. And I learned from somebody who told me, when you take a brick away, and Bobby Hemmett said this, when you take one brick from their house, you got to put another brick back. You don't just destroy their house. So it's like you use their book to show them like the lie and the truth right next to each other.
And that's what I like about William Donahue. When he breaks down the Bible, he reads it to you to break it down. He reads the scripture. He show you the Bible dictionary of what the word literally means in the Bible. Like I didn't even know they had a Bible dictionary. So the word you think it mean this don't even mean that, because that's not what it means according to the Bible's terms. Yeah. And that's when I learned that every business has their own dictionary and their own ways of wording and what their words mean to that corporation. Right? And I'm like, oh, I see what's going on. Yeah, this is a game.
Yeah.
This is.
Yes, it is. Manipulation and control.
Yeah. Yes.
Facts.
So whoever could keep you in that manipulation loop keeps you for a very long time.
Yeah.
Until you wake up and realize, I need to get out of this.
Exactly.
If you don't wake up to it, they will keep you there. Like you said earlier, either you are consuming based on what you want, or somebody is.
Exactly.
Telling you what to consume. So let me tell myself what to consume before I let somebody else dictate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's just like with information too. People want to dictate what kind of information you intake, how you should understand the information according to their knowledge and not according to your revelation.
Yep. And I started learning that too. You could read me all four of us can read something, but our perspective, our perception, and our understanding is going to be different, and it should be, because we're 4 different individuals. So who am I to tell you, no, this is what it means? No, that's just because that's what it mean to me. Ain't got nothing to do with what it mean to you.
Exactly. Yeah. And then guess what? You could come back and read that same thing again a week later, a month later, and it could mean something totally different.
Exactly.
Based on where you are at that time.
Exactly. Your consciousness.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And I just pulled it up too. Like it's a lot to read, but I'm just gonna reference it so folks listening can actually go and look at it themselves. But the version that was entrusted to Shakespeare, the King James Bible, right? His name wasn't in it. But when he was done after them 2 years, a lot of things were changed, and his name was in it. Even though it was backwards, his name was found in the same verse. That if you look in the older version, that same verse, it said something slightly different, but his name was not in it, not backwards or none of that. But now it's in there backwards. Mm-hmm. And you got the King James version. It's Psalm 46:3. That's the one. So I encourage people to go look that up. That's a lot to read, and I don't want to get too into it, but yeah, he positioned his name into the Bible, man. You ain't nothing but a writer, bro. You know what I mean? Like, but he just felt his name had to be in there. He had to, put his name in the Bible. People think I'm crazy when I talk about it, but go ahead. You can think I'm crazy all you want. The truth is right there. You the one that's refusing to look at
it. Yeah, and then getting angry about it. We're not even going to speak on how they did this whole little, gay stuff where, you going to hell if you in the Bible, if you don't believe in God, or if you gay. But King James was gay.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So you can carry the Bible in your hand with that man's name on it, but tell somebody else they can't be gay and they shouldn't come to church. You should stay home with that book.
Mm-hmm. And then look at how the church is embracing the gay thing now. Like years ago, like you said, it was a big taboo. Mm-hmm. Now the church is embracing it. Like, make that make sense.
And I look at it like the mind, though. It just go back to the manipulation. They're trying to fuck us over with hate. At the end of the day, I don't give a damn what you do with your body parts. I just feel like you shouldn't force it on nobody. That's the part I don't like. Whatever somebody do in the bedroom, that's their personal preference. I don't give a damn what you like. That's you. Mm-hmm. But to be forcing it on our children and forcing it on us, making it seem like y'all doing too much. Y'all didn't have to force us being heterosexual like this. So what's going on? You get what I'm saying? It's not making sense now. Slow it down. If a motherfucker gonna like what they like, let them like it on their own. They don't need your help. That's where I'm at with it. They don't need your help. So it's making you see and making you wonder what's really going on. What's really the big deal of y'all pushing it as hard as y'all pushing it? Because if it's meant to be, it's going to be. You don't gotta help nobody determine if they like what they like.
Mm-hmm. And it's the gaslighting for me. It's I disagree with this. You're homophobic. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the gaslighting for me. Like,
but it's all to absorb our energy. Look at how much energy that possess and hold going back and forth with somebody about what you think they should and shouldn't be doing, what you think they should be and shouldn't be, what you think God going to do and what the devil going to do. That ain't your business. That ain't your fucking business. You ain't come in with them. You ain't about to leave with them. If they wrong, let them be wrong. If they right, let them be right. How was that benefiting or taken away from you?
Yep. So I had a conversation with a Christian woman a couple of weeks ago, and tell me what y'all think about my line of questioning, right? So I think I originally said something along the lines of like, do you love your people? Yes, of course. Okay. But do you believe that our people she was a melanated woman, so I said, well, do you believe our people was the original people on this planet? Yes. Okay. You said so. You just said it yourself a few minutes ago that Christianity is kind of a late religion. It came around the last few hundred years or whatever, right? Right. Okay. So with that being said, if our people was the original people and we had things we believed in prior to Christianity, and you just said to yourself, it just recently came around not too long ago. Why is it that you uphold it so much like it is the original religion? And she just kind of was just like, she tried to hit me with some other little Christian stuff, but she had to stop and think about it for a minute, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's just where I'm at with it now. I'm just trying to just exercise questions that make people really think. And then I asked her one more thing. I said, okay, so how would you feel if I kicked in your door right now, tied you up, tied your husband up, murdered, somebody in your family, and then forced my beliefs onto your children? She got real upset. Not at me, but just at the idea of it. Or my kids are this, that, and the third. Right. So how you think our ancestors feel?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's how you got to do it, bro. That's why I'm such an advocate for, you know, having these debates and these conversations with people. But let's use what they already know, you know.
Right.
Use the books they're working out of, because it's right there. We don't need to bring the stuff we know. We don't need to bring that. That ain't gonna do nothing but cause a back and forth argument. They're gonna go back and forth with each other. Bring it up. Speak only from their perspective, from the book that they're reading out of, and then break it down. And most of the time, you get crickets. Like, you got crickets, but in order to not feel like a loss, she had to say something, you know, with some other stuff added to it, even though, you know what I mean. Like, come on, you clearly, you know, you ain't got no words for that. You ain't got no comeback for that, because there is no comeback in that book. You know, they always speaking from the book. So it's like, okay, let's speak from the book then. And then I'm gonna leave you speechless, where you ain't gonna be able to argue, because it's right here in your own book. Crazy.
You got to make that make sense within itself. People, like I say, a lot of people parade it around like it's the original, like it's been around since the beginning of time. But you just said it yourself, it hasn't been. So what was before that? What were our people doing before that?
Right.
You know?
So let me speak on that real fast, because it's crazy you brought that up, because I literally wrote a post about that on my threads. And I said, did anyone realize how rebellious we are unintentionally as a human race? Did anyone realize the mind control that's being put upon us as a race? We are given rules of dishonor that cause disharmony around us and at times within us. Yet, because we are told not to do it, we do it because we deep down think we are above the consequences of such disharmony. We believe deep down inside that we are above those things, not realizing that it's against who we are from the rip. Yet, we decide to implement and invite the disharmony willingly, creating a game we never truly had to entertain. But the rebellion in us despises being told what we cannot do, because we know we are able to make all things possible. Read that until you understand that deep down.
Wow.
Right? Because remember, God is in us as we know that there's no such thing as nothing we cannot do. Right? But they bring us a bunch of things. Like, let's go back to when they said allegedly it was a time when we wasn't able to read. We wasn't allowed to read. We were beaten whooped for reading, right? But we fought to read. But why would we fight to do something if they say originally we were here? That means we were originally already communicating telepathically. So we were willing to sacrifice the telepathic in us to read because they told us we couldn't. But we didn't need it, but we wanted to do it just because you told us we couldn't do it. So when you sit and think back, that's why we are where we are today, because they gave us a lot of things we didn't need, but because they told us we didn't need it, we wanted it to show them that we can make it possible. You telling us we can't do it, we don't need it. No, we're going to show you that we can do it, even though we didn't need it. Right?
Yep.
And that's food for thought right there.
Exactly. So it's part of the manipulation. We'll tell them all these things they can't have, they can't do, knowing they don't need it, but we'll make them think they do. And we fought hard for it to get these things that we never needed. We fought hard to ask for permission when we never needed it.
Wow.
Right? We fought for religion. We fought to be religious. We didn't need it, but we fought it because they told us we couldn't have it.
Yeah.
So now we carry it around like a backpack, not knowing that it's really not part of who we are, but we carry it around because we told them we can do it.
And look at how many misconceptions and how many atrocities that we go through while having it. You know,
exactly.
So many
world
people
is created around it. Everything you look around and see is from the religious book.
Yeah,
it is.
We sit around and we wonder why this ain't going right or that ain't going right, because you're not going with your spirit. It don't matter if that's what you truly believe and that's what speaks to your spirit, then you're gonna be all right. If you know, if that's what you know what I mean. If it's,
but think about the religious part of it too. Even when you read the religious part and they tell you what not to do, don't you do it? Everything they tell you not to do in that book, you do.
Yeah.
Did you realize that?
Yeah.
everything that they tell us not to do in that book, everyone does.
Yeah. Yeah, it says not to drink to excess. We do it anyway. Oh, well, Jesus turned water into wine. Yeah, I mean, but he didn't say to get plastered and run off. You know, so you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So yeah, that was just my week. I thought, like, wow, we're really rebellious. Like, we are. As much as we don't think it, we really are rebellious.
Facts.
And it's because we are creators and we know that we do us, all things are possible. So when you start bringing me impossible things, I got to show you that it is possible.
Mm-hmm. Facts. Especially if we speaking on a dimensional level, ain't nothing impossible. Because what may be impossible here is definitely happening somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like the dimensional things that's going on is beyond our current comprehension, our current understanding. Especially the human brain is going to have a hard time deciphering or, you know what I mean, figuring that thing out. Like, that's why it's good to know thyself and remember where we come from, you know, as spiritual souls.
Yeah. I think that rebellious thing played right into your questionnaire with that lady hooks of understanding, you know, why we pick up on such things. Why are we holding on to things that we know really have no real meaning? No, like, it's really not really doing us no justice for real. Like you said, to know that a lot of these things have just been recently created. What were we doing before those things? What were our beliefs then? Exactly. What were we following then? How were we communicating then?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we here fighting and arguing over something that has no true meaning. But we give it meaning. Our power, our will, our energy gives it meaning.
Yeah. And we'll fight to the death to defend something that they really don't truly understand.
Yeah.
We'll fight tooth and nail, like, you know, the Great Crusades or whatever. Ain't that what they call it? The Great Crusades or something? When they was just trampling all over countries and regions and, you know, beating and killing the word into these people. Like, you're going to adopt this doctrine.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to whip you to death. I'm going to take your biggest, toughest, strongest, and I'm going to put him on the cross. Like, Jesus wasn't the first person on the cross.
Jesus was never on no cross. But that's the thing, and that's what I'm saying. It's like we up here believing these crazy stories. Like, it just don't make sense. But also, when you read in the Bible, it tell you that it's an allegory. People don't even know what an allegory means. It tells you that the Bible is an allegory.
That's right.
So if you literally taking it literally, again, this is why you see America how it is. War started from religion. All of this is from the power of suggestion of us reading and thinking that these are the things that happened. And because it happened before, well, we can make it happen again.
Yeah.
And we don't even know if it happened before, because to be honest, if I wasn't there, it didn't happen. I don't really give about no shit. Like, that's just where I'm at. Like, if I don't know nobody personally and I wasn't there, I don't know. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. I'm sorry.
Based on what somebody told.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Based on what somebody told, somebody wrote, and that's it. And it's all a part of manipulation and the control. So they tell, it's like, okay, the hunter and the lion. The lion is there. The lion can't tell the story, because you understand. But the hunter can tell you, how brave he was and how he killed the lion. But what did you use to kill the lion? You can use your bare hand. You had to use a weapon. And so their weapon was to make us feel as if we are unintelligent. We are unorganized. So they tell us these stories. You understand? To manipulate your abilities and what you knew about yourself. So watch this. They only tell us about as far as 400 years of slavery. They never tell us about all the great kingdoms and all the great empires and all the great kings. You understand? They tell you about the European kingdom, but they didn't tell you about all the other kingdoms that was throughout the Caribbean, that was in Americas, that is here, that is still here in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
There are kingdoms that are still in existence with kings on thrones here and queens. But they ain't tell us those things because why? If you knew your rich heritage, if you really knew the abilities that you have to telepath, to be able to communicate, to telepathy and all these other things,
Mm-hmm.
to be able to speak to water, to be able to speak to animals,
Yeah.
you operate at such a level, you'll be unstoppable.
Right.
Because you've been manipulated and programmed. The first set of programming come with what? The radio. You didn't have a TV, so everybody was sitting around the radio to listen to the radio for whatever was coming on. Then you bring the television. Now you bring the smartphone.
Mm-hmm.
So all of this is what control. We can't control them this way with the radio. We control them with the television. We can't control them with the television. We control them now with the smartphone. We control them with all the various media outlets that they now have.
Yep. Hold on, Dr. Sublime, stay right there. Because then realize that when we're all first come here, the first thing you want to do and be is either a musician or you want to be an actor. You don't want to be nothing you didn't see or hear about. You want to either be a musician, you want to be an actor, you want to be a basketball player, you want to be all the things you've seen in them.
Yep.
Yeah. Controlling the masses.
Mm-hmm.
And where did they put it? Where's basketball played? In an arena. Where's football played? In a stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
To the old ways of entertaining them. Control.
Exactly.
Yep.
They make you think that's the only way you can get rich and have it all.
Yep.
They don't tell you it's a billion ways to get rich, but they, for some reason now knowing all the things and the ways the entertainment world operates and all the crazy shit happening, that's your first way into freedom of life. If you notice that, you either have to be in that industry, you have to be doing something over there to get rich and get out of the hood or get out of whatever, whatever situation you're in. They don't tell you nothing else but those things, and those are things we first go for.
Yep. Because what they keep programming you to see, that's what they put in front of your face.
Mm-hmm.
Advertising. What does a woman in bikini or short pants, those Daisy Dukes, have to do with selling a car?
Exactly. Exactly.
Have to do with selling a cake. Have to do with, but this is all to you. Be sexy and wear shorts, and you could be on TV advertising these things. You understand? So I agree with you. They don't let you know that, hey, you could be a scientist. They don't let you know that you could, even plumbers and electricians are very wealthy people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know? You own a garbage company because the trash needs to be taken out. You could own a recycling company. These things are multi-million-dollar industries.
Facts.
Yeah.
And some of them industries are worth more than like the industries that we're chasing. Like that's the crazy thing I started to see when I was digging into my industry. I was like, man, you mean to tell me that's trillions?
But what they tell you chasing a dream though.
Yeah.
And it really is a dream because when they get in those industries, they leave with nothing. The same thing they came in with, they leave with.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Because 90% of them broke right now.
Or end up dead. Think about how many of them end up dead, though. Like, really look at how many of them die.
Early, too. Young. Don't even get a chance to spend the money.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of sports documentaries. I think it was on baseball or something. Maybe basketball, too. But anyway, they was talking about how, these guys need to have some type of financial advisor or somebody to come in and show them how to invest their money by the time they're done with their career. Because if they don't, like y'all just said, they end up
with nothing.
All that was for nothing.
All of it was for the dream.
But this is made them believe that they can invest their monies back into their communities and their neighborhoods and stuff like that.
Well, no. Hold on. You said they don't believe they can because a lot of it is in their contract. They can't.
I said they manipulate.
Yeah. Some of them can't. They tell you can't go back and give back to your community. You can't go take care of such and such and do for such. Yeah,
because they're given a publicist that tells them the best course of action, and they don't realize that they're really you know, they're in charge of themselves, but they're signing these contracts, not understanding everything. You know,
they keep in charge of them, keep them in control, keep them in a line. If they want to keep the millions coming in, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
facts.
Yeah, man. So this, I'm grateful that this, you know, people, I trust that you family, those of you listening in, you know, that some way, somehow, something we have said has helped you or triggered something inside of you to want to liberate yourself. You know,
Facts.
it's the same thing. Yeah.
Oh, Shay, because we really can escape this matrix. You know, like they told us that, like basketball, football, or being a musician, you know, they taught us through the media, you know, showing these guys they look like they're living this great, awesome life, but we know how many rappers done been broke, singers and artists. We know how many of these people done went broke because they went and chased that dream and they put their all into becoming Michael Jordan, LeBron James, or whatever, and didn't educate themselves. You know, some of them guys, you can tell they educated themselves along the way. But some of them other guys, you can tell they not educating themselves. You know, they just out there playing the game. They're like, look at how the attire has changed. You know, they want to dress in hood clothes and this, that, and the third, like where they come from. You know, you got Crips and Bloods that are joining these leagues, but they grew up in this neighborhood, and it's like, bro, you're not even like educating yourself on what to do with this money once you get it. So you signing these goofy contracts that got you trapped, man, all because the media showed you that this person was living a high life and they got this mansion and they got this, that, and the third. Man, you can be a truck driver and see millions. You know, you can see that. Construction workers, construction guys start their own business and now they got contracts with the government and they get damn near every road job and they're millionaires. And they're not even working anymore. But you out there, you know, well, you might love the game, but some of them, it don't look like they really love the game. They just doing it because it's a good paycheck.
I'm one of them. We got one on the line right now. So
yeah, but what was the video about?
The video's about what we talking about, how manipulation works, and it's really. I think it's a powerful message on how they use media. Like this one person created an idea in Japan, and now until this day, Japan is living by that. Literally, I don't even think they believe in that over there. They got a whole different religion over there in Japan. It's crazy. Look, yeah, let's get into it real quick. Y'all gonna like this video. Those of y'all watching, everything we talking about, how the media, exploits people, and they use the media to control you, or to not even to control. Let's just say they use it to manipulate you into believing something. They're not telling you or forcing you to. You're adopting this idea because you're not feeding your own brain with stuff. So.
Did you know KFC convinced all of Japan to turn KFC into a full-on Christmas tradition? Back in the 1970s, the manager of the first KFC in Japan launched a clever marketing campaign claiming that eating KFC for Christmas was a huge tradition in the United States. At the time, many people in Japan admired American culture and were eager to celebrate Christmas the American way, so the idea caught on almost instantly, even though it wasn't actually true. Today, every Christmas season, KFC releases a special party barrel that you have to pre-order months in advance. The party barrel comes stacked with 4 full layers. The first layer is a Christmas plate, topped off with a handwritten holiday note. The second layer is their classic fried chicken, of course. The third layer features a special shrimp platter made just for the holidays. And the fourth layer is a tiramisu cake, decorated head to toe with Christmas designs. It's gotten so popular that if you miss the pre-orders, people will literally line up for hours just to get their hands on one. Does this prove how influential the United States is to Japan? Did you know KFC convinced all of Japan to turn KFC?
wow.
I think it proves how influential the media can be.
Yep.
They said it right in the video. That woman, that Japanese woman had an idea and she put it in the media that we don't eat that. That's not what people eat over here for Christmas.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's
It's
crazy.
new to me.
I was like, wow. It
She's
just
building a business, man.
yeah.
Well, when I
Media.
what you say, Dr. Sublime?
Manipulation of media.
Right.
Mhm.
But they use America right too. They said, does it show how America? Yeah, man, because America is full of manipulation.
Yeah.
So basically telling you they learned it from us. Yeah, they right.
Yeah.
If it shows just how America operates. They feed you bullshit and it's up to you to seek the truth in it. Because me, if I'm out there, I'm gonna see if I can get in contact with somebody that knows somebody in America. This is what y'all do?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But again, if you're not looking for answers, you just gonna believe what they're giving you.
Facts.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? I just seen a video similar to this, and they was talking about this. Now, this might have been for China or Japan, but it was one of those Oriental countries. And they was saying how they didn't drink coffee over there. So some guy had a plan that pretty much they introduced coffee flavored candy to the children, and as the children got addicted to that, then they start introducing, coffee over there, and that was Starbucks. And you know what I'm saying? So just they manipulation to get the sell a brand off, and it's just,
Yeah,
man, it's
Mhm.
diabolical.
it is.
It's that same tactic, man, and they use it over and over and over again, just like the same fear mongering tactic they've been using for centuries, man. Like we buy into it every single time. We bought into it with the 9/11 thing. Yeah, they put us in such fear in that 9/11 thing that everybody went and agreed and signed off all their freedoms, more of their freedoms, to allow these governments to have authority over to do certain things. Look at how the airports changed and what they were able to do after that happened. And instead of, because we're so blind, we're not looking at the forest through the trees. It's like we're just buying into whatever they give us, man. And something just it never sat right with some of us, like when it happened, it didn't sit right with me. And I'm listening to people talk, and you got like Alex, what's his name? I don't forgot the man's last name, but y'all know him too. But he was big on that, how that 9/11 thing, that was all a hoax, it was all a false flag. And not to say they didn't kill thousands of people, but it wasn't what they said it was reason, and they're not. It's like, man, if you listen to some of Adolf Hitler's speeches, he wasn't saying nothing crazy. They deciphered, they translated his speeches. He was saying the same thing our politicians say over here when they want to get elected. I'm going to change taxes. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. He was just doing all that, and people just bought into it. But, some people were like, wait a minute, you killing people. I'm not with this. But some of them was like, they had that hate in their heart. They wanted to be a part of it and wanted to, commit some of these atrocities, which is why it went so well if it happened. But they use the same tactics every single time, and it works.
Right.
Same
That
thing.
voting stuff is a tactic, like you said.
Yeah.
When you look and see when they started the first president ever, all of these tactics have been going on for years and years. Them telling you what they can do for you, what they could bring to you, what's possible, and it never works out. I mean, I've been here about 30-something years, and it's the same response. It's the same run. It's the same person speaking.
Exactly.
Speaking the same thing over and over again. And people believe in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I was trying to tell my mom. I'm like, I get it that you don't like Trump, whatever, but I don't care. I'm on the fence. I'm not for Trump. I'm not against Trump, but he is something different. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been getting the same, exactly what you said. We've been getting the same old politician over and over and over.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I ain't.
Who's to say if they would have voted for the other person, it still wouldn't be the same thing going on right now, just a different face.
Yeah,
Exactly.
facts. You know, and the strangest thing to me is, you know, we buy into these ideas of, you know, because we're always looking for something outside of ourselves.
We always looking for something to save us. That Jesus,
right.
that Jesus. We looking for Jesus in everybody but ourselves.
Yeah, we looking for that savior. You know, this guy is gonna save us, and it's crazy how, you know, it's rare to see like Mayor John Jenkins, right? It's rare to see somebody like that who just doesn't. He didn't even run, and the people voted him in and put his name on the ballot. He didn't get not. You know what I'm saying? But the reason that happens because he never attacked his people. You know, he never attacked not his people, the other parties, right? He just never did that. And I find that interesting that, you know, that's what got him elected, because he wasn't like, oh, my opponent did this. And you see it all the time. Every time there's an election, there's, oh, my opponent's responsible for this, and my opponent did that. And, you know, that's not what we want to do. And why are you shining so much negative light on this person? Just talk about what you're going to do. But none of them really talk about what they're going to do. They say the same old stuff everybody else says. Oh, I'm going to change taxes. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But you're not really, you know, you're not telling the truth. But
the biggest thing is when we're going to get together in this game. This is a game. We don't need them to get things done. I guess to get together in the game would be all of us rising in our conscious collectiveness, though, because that would take more than just a little bit of us. Yeah. Because this is just a game. Like this, we don't need no one to walk in our favor and talk for us, but we do need to understand how to care for ourselves and be able to stand up for ourselves and be respectful when we're doing business with others. Yeah. And when you sit and look at us as a race, we don't know how to do that. We don't. Like, we just don't.
And the thing is this: they are not there for the people; they are there for the corporation.
It's a difference. Exactly.
It's a big difference. Yes, they're saying they want the people to elect them, but they say they're working for the people, but they're not. They're working for the corporation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when you understand what the corporation is and them working for the corporation, you'll understand where you don't stand in that. Because if they're working for a corporation, in their eyes, you're a dead entity to them. So that's why you don't matter. So that's why we voting these people in, talking about what they're going to do for you when it's nothing they can do for you because you don't even know who you are.
Right.
I'm still trying to wrap my hands around how the American people, even still believe in voting when they showed us.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? When they showed us that, who was it? The last person Trump went against, I think it was Hillary. But anyway, the other person, whoever he was going against, they had the so-called majority vote, but Trump still won. This was the first time I heard, and I think a lot of people have ever heard about this electoral college vote thing. You know what I'm saying? So they showed us then your vote doesn't matter.
Bro.
Doesn't matter.
I feel like they showed us when he said, "You're not black if you don't vote for me." When that that president said, "You're not black if you don't vote for me," I feel like that's all we should have needed to hear right there. They're making a mockery out of your ass.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Because the thing about it is, the election is all about keeping you on that hamster wheel and harnessing your energy.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's nothing about you casting that vote. It's about harnessing your energy.
Yeah.
It's nothing about putting money in your pocket, making sure funds eat meat for you. They don't give a damn about none of that. It's about keeping you low, keeping money out your pocket, and keeping you right in the position you in. And all you doing is voting somebody in to help with that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, to this day, I just knew that people was gonna realize it. Like, okay, why am I voting? You know what I'm saying? And people still ran.
I talk to my kids about not voting. I told my kids what not to do. I can't get to know adults, but I'm gonna start with the kids. Don't ever vote. Don't ever put that you trying to give away your body parts. And no, we're not doing none of that. Everything I learned, I'm giving to the kids right now. Don't ever do none of that.
Facts.
That's what they do.
And
That's what they do. They start us off young.
You know what I teaching the kids. I'm teaching my kid and other kids. If you are gonna vote, and you really want to vote for yourself. Put yourself right on the ballot. Because even if you don't win, you win inside yourself. You know that you're the president of your own self in your own country, right? And that's where it starts. We got to know thyself.
Yeah.
Yeah, family.
Yeah, that media is a strong one, man. This was a heck of a topic today because we don't even realize some of the manipulation that we're under. We think it's just a commercial or just entertainment or, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's just a movie. The Matrix is just a movie. Like, a lot of these things is documentaries. You know, they're telling us what happened before and what's about to happen. You know what I'm saying? Or what they're planning. We're just not paying attention.
Yeah. And when I hear media entertainment, I would say look up the etymology of those words. Look up what media means. The etymology of media. Look at the etymology of entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah. The family is all about staying focused and knowing thyself and getting out of off the hamster wheel and just going by what somebody else is feeding you. You understand? And now learning how to feed yourself. You have to learn to feed yourself and not waiting for somebody else to feed you which way to go, what color to wear, when to go to sleep, when to wake up, what to eat, what to drink.
You know what's crazy?
No.
It wasn't even the topic today, but I wore this shirt. That wasn't even the topic. Know thyself. I just happened to put this shirt on, even though the topic wasn't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it all boils down to knowing ourselves. You know, that's important. You're so right, sister.
That's the only way you can get out of the manipulation is if you know yourself. You know, if you don't know yourself, you'll stay right in the manipulation and not even know you're being manipulated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
Then you gotta get out your own way.
Yep. The first and foremost thing is you got to want to know the truth. You got to want to know that there's more to life than this everyday running of the mill. You have to know. It's like that little red light or green light need to come and say, ting, 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 ting. Hold on, wake up. There's more to life than this. There's more to me. Let me say less life. There's more to me than this 9 to 5 or working 12 hours or what. You understand me? There's more to me than this. How do I go within myself to know myself? How do I get there? And then you start sitting down. And once you start asking those questions, trust you me, the answers will come because the teacher only shows up when the student is ready.
Yeah.
And so when you now say, what is life? Why am I here? That's when now you start searching and looking and studying and researching, and then you find out, hey, life is all about me and what I make of myself. I am here on a journey to know myself. No longer being manipulated by somebody else telling me I have to spend 12 years from primary to senior high school and then another umpteen amount of years to get a degree and all this different stuff to become what it is I done dream and done know I wanted to be and do. It's already inside of us. But the manipulation is so real because we're born in this manipulation. And until that spark, that light comes on, we'll continue to be in that manipulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most of the time, those dreams you have is part of a manipulation. Those dreams ain't even your dreams. That was a dream given to you.
Yeah.
That's why it's so depressing and suppressing for you to get there. You wondering why it's not possible because it's not really your reality. It's reality you forcing upon yourself.
Facts. Cause I remember I said it multiple times and I'll say it again. I did the American dream. Now what?
Exactly.
Now what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Exactly. And I feel like more so, when you seeking and you talking about you depressed and your life ain't this and you don't know what you need to do. That's because whatever you trying to do ain't you. It's not fitting you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's not according to your aura field, to your atmosphere. You trying to force something to not fit.
Right.
And that's why it's weighing you down. That's why it's
Fact.
having you feel less than. That's why it's having you feel like it's not enough. That's why it's having you feel like giving up.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't give up because you never even tapped into yourself yet. You giving up on a dream that was given to you, that's okay. But you can't give up onto the dream that you already planned for yourself. You got to tap
Mm-hmm.
in first.
That's why people want sitting around praying to something else outside of themselves, wondering why life ain't going right.
Exactly.
And there's also why the so-called people that's successful and have everything everybody want still don't be happy.
That part.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
part.
Because
That,
It's like
look what some of them did to get it. You know,
exactly.
it don't matter if you Christian, Jew, whatever. Like you did manipulation, you did grimy things to get. But the people that just go inside of themselves and say, "I am who I am," and they learn themselves, they get rich and live an abundant life all across the board. It ain't just about the finances. We talking about richness with family and this, that, and the third. This is why I got a lot of these people who are getting divorced or got problems in the home because you going against, you putting something inside of you that don't fit. Like the Oracle just said, it don't fit. You must acquit. Well, I stole that from Johnny Cochran, but it's true. If it don't fit, don't use it, man. It don't fit. Don't cram it in there anyway.
yeah. All these things we hear people say, oh, they got anxiety and all that. But when you sit down and you really think about it, those are all things that just going against your will and who you are. Those feelings are telling you that these things are not fitting. There's ways that you're trying to create, these things you're trying to force into your life. That's where anxiety come in. That's where depression come in. It's all your body telling you that this is not you.
Yeah.
It's not you.
Facts.
And drinking, smoking, suppressing who you are is never going to get you to you.
That's right.
Nope.
That is right. And there's something that a so-called psychopath killer said, and J Hooks knows this. I think we've mentioned this before, but I definitely want to say it now. We got an audience. Like, just go and look this up. It's right on YouTube. Something that Charles Manson said. You know what I mean? He said about melanated people. He said he was God in the jungle. Why do you want to take God and turn him into a man? It don't. Why do you want to turn God into a man? But this is the thing. Like, the media pushes these type of things and tells you that this person is this way or this person is that way or this thing or this situation is this way when it really isn't. We're not looking at the actual facts of things. We don't pay attention to that. We just take whatever the media said. Like, so many people can't stand Trump or say Candace Owens or any, like, none of that matters. You're like, worry about what matters to you. If it fits your narrative, if it's working for you, that's what you need to stick with. That's what you need to go with. If it ain't working, look for something different, because that's what I realized. I was like, man, this ain't working. And I was doing it. I was really doing the damn thing. Like, I was in it. I was in it to win it. And I realized I was just in a trap. You know what I mean? And for some reason, something about Sunday, I don't know what it is. It's something about Sunday, why they wanted the church to be on that day. And it's something real special about that day. And all I wanted, like Jay Hook said when we first got together, y'all, he said, I needed something. I wanted something else other than the church that we're all taught to go to on a Sunday, which is why this THVT, this platform was created, like, something about Sunday is so special, man. I don't know what it is, but it don't belong to those outside entities and these other people, these other beings who are manipulating us to live life their way. People are getting trampled in stores on Black Friday just so they can buy that Elmo, Tickle Me Elmo for their child. People died and got in big fights, got shot over Tickle Me Elmo.
But Sunday is the trickery too, because they say the Sabbath day is actually Saturday,
right?
And they made Saturday the party day when we not supposed to be. Not what we not supposed to be. I'm not really abiding by that, but they gave us Sunday instead of Saturday, so that was kind of funny to me too. And they called it the weekend.
Yeah,
the weekend. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I knew we had to do something different. I'm glad we doing this different because, there's a lot of people out there who I know just like they're not with what they used to, what they grew up with, or they're not with the church anymore, and they having a hard time finding something to do with their Sunday. You know what I mean? Like they done figured every other day out, but it's like they're so used to doing this on Sunday. Now they're like, well, now what do I do? So they're watching garbage or they're going to do garbage. And yeah.
Yep. I want to talk about those sales again real quick too, because they show us at least a couple of times every year that this stuff that we be paying, what people be paying this high price tag for really could be cheaper when they got these Black Friday sales where it's half off, 75% off. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why don't y'all just sell it like that all year round? Because clearly you can sell it for that price and still make a profit because that's their most profitable time of the year.
Yeah.
So why not just sell it like that all year round? Make everybody happy.
Greed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
mm-hmm. It's the greed, man. It's the greed factor. Like look at when we went to the God Fest, bro. We bought those necklaces. And then I sent you the picture of the exact same necklace. Bro, that 5-time, it might have been even 6-time. I forget what I calculated, but it was at least a 5-time markup, which was unreasonable, ridiculous, and it was unnecessary. There was no need to put it up that much. You know what I mean? Right. You paid $15 for that thing. You charge us over $100. Right. That's crazy.
But it goes back to the consumer seeking the understanding and knowledge they need to not be consumed in the wrong ways.
Yeah, and my gut was sitting there right there like, yo, don't think. But I'm like, man, let me just show a little support. So I know my intentions were good, and I'm going to still get some good dharma for that. However, when I just couldn't keep myself composed, and I just couldn't let it go. I had to look it up, and something was telling me, so man, look this up. And I did, and I had to send it to Jay Hooks, bro. Do you believe the price difference? Like, that's crazy. Insane. And sometimes it's good to take our time with things and really look into it before we just jump over the ledge.
Yeah
Predators and prey.
Huh?
I say predators and prey.
There we go. And we always the prey, honey.
Yep.
We always the prey because we allow society to call us cheap or broke if we don't pay a certain price for something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Exactly. That's the main problem. You allow somebody to dictate your money that you done worked hard for. Ain't that some shit?
Yeah.
Some shit I done work for, you telling me how to spend it. Okay. Yep. All right. Imagine that.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why I brought up the whole the price thing. Because if it wasn't profitable for them to drop the price that low, they wouldn't do it. So what I'm saying is, so it probably costing them we know it's costing them like 50 cents to make some of this stuff, and they selling it for $300-$400.
Right.
So they still going to make profit even if they, you know what I'm saying?
What I tell you about the tariffs out there, what they say, we going to buy it either way.
Exactly.
That's our problem.
Exactly.
We buying it either way. That's the problem. We are the problem.
Mm-hmm.
We're the problem.
Facts.
Even Trump said it, right?
Yep.
I think Trump. I think that was his whole idea behind it. Was I think he said something like, "Well, we got baby girls out here with 30, 40 they don't need that many baby dolls." He's right.
Yeah,
He's right.
he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you listen to what he's saying, he's telling you something. If you listen.
Yeah.
Facts.
But
Because
nobody don't want to listen because they're paying attention to the media.
By the time you buy 10 baby dolls, you been and gave away to 10 other people. You done spent all your money on getting them for free to somebody else because now your kid's not playing with the shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's why my son gets Dollar Tree. My kids get Dollar Tree toys because all he do is break them.
Yeah, they boys.
You
That's
give him
what boys
something,
do.
he's gonna find a way to break it. He literally pulling it apart as soon as you give it to him, ripping the legs off or bite. Man, that's just how he is. It's not a bad thing that what I mean. That's what he wants to do, but it's his stuff. But I'm not gonna spend $50 or go spend $2,000. That's what the Tickle Me Elmo was for, and that's what he does to it. Like you should see. See his video and what we showed on one of his videos and what he did to his Sonic. That thing is shredded. Matter of fact, I got it right here. This kid, listen, man.
Y'all seen that video?
Imagine spending $2,000 and this is what he does to the Tickle Me Elmo. Look at this thing's hand. Come on, man. Come on. Nah, I'm not spending no $2,000 on no Tickle Me Elmo. These people was losing their minds back then.
But
they still lose their minds now.
I think that's part of the matrix too, though. We looking to be rich in material when we supposed to be rich in spirit.
Right. Right.
Right. Rich in understanding, rich in knowledge. We supposed to be rich in other things besides material and housing and what we can show off to the next person. Trying to stay beneath or above you. How that sound?
Yeah. Because I learned a lot from my son, man. He's so happy, even with a broken toy. It's broke. It don't even work the way, but he's got his own imagination, and he's still playing with that toy in a completely different way. And I'll be watching him like, wow, because I didn't do that. I took care of my stuff. I didn't have anything, but he's just different. The kid is different, man. I'm gonna break it in half, and he's got a whole nother idea for it. He's doing something totally different than what it's intended for. And I noticed, like, that's the true happiness. Whatever he sees it as, as a play toy or whatever, like, and how he's playing, he's off in his own little world, playing with it. Plane, it could be a plane. He done broke the wings off. Now it's a torpedo or looking thing, but he's not even flying it anymore. He's doing something totally different with it. And I learned that. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
So material things don't really matter. He just needs something to play with. You give him a little toy pail shovel and send him out in the dirt, he gonna dig in that dirt. He gonna play in the dirt. He's got dirt and all on his hands, man. His hands be so filthy sometimes that he just playing. He rolls around in the dirt and in the grass, and his mother be like, "Get out there." I'm like, "No, let him play. Let him play. Don't worry about He gonna take a shower or take a bath anyway. Let him play." Exactly.
Yeah, get in that nature.
Yeah, because he has a great time when he plays. And he play all by himself, and he play with friends and stuff. Like, he don't know what game they're playing. Like, he just learned tag. He just learned tag, and he calls it tack. But that's his thing, he's watching other people play, and even though they're doing a certain thing, they're like, yeah, they come to me, Ox is not following the rules. I said, yeah, well, he don't follow those rules. That's not how he plays. So they'll be over there playing, and eventually you'll see him off to himself. Because he's like, well, I ain't following your rules. I'm gonna go over here and play by myself because I don't like the way y'all playing. And I love that about him.
Yeah. I mean, he thinking first, and he not just going along with, well, this how we do it. Well, says who?
Right. Says who? It's fun to me to do it this way. And he shows it. When he played tag, like he used to just back out of the way because he didn't know if they were coming to attack him. He don't have siblings. So yeah, he learned like, oh, okay, we play tag. And he played tag with people, but he's off in his own little world, even while he's playing with others. And I love that about him. And that's why I'm gonna do everything I can to keep encouraging that, because that's the type of training these children need, man. We teaching them to be robots like we were.
Facts.
You know what I mean? I was a robot before. You know, I don't want to be subject to no damn rules and regulations the way they put it. I want to respect people. I want to
definitely have to have rules and regulations of morale.
Right.
Individual. I feel like those two is the rules and regulations you set in place for children and everything else.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But and you know, I've noticed all I've done is guide him, and you know, he's never like hurt anybody. He's never bit anybody. He's never hit anybody. He don't fight with other children. Like, he just watch how they play, and he attempts to engage with that. And he may not understand how they're playing because he doesn't know those games. He don't have any siblings like they do, but they'll teach him. And he's just like, oh, well, I'm gonna still do it this way because it's fun for me. And I love that. I would just conform to whatever my friends were, you know, doing. So if they were stealing bikes, that's what I was doing. You know, when we were riding down this big steep hill, and we'd ride down and go. It was a busy street, right? Real busy cross street at the end of that hill, and we'd ride down on a bike with no brakes and just pray that we don't get hit by a car. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Nah, bro. I don't want. I'm glad he has his own mind, and he's like, nah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna play this way. And that's what the tribe is doing right now. We playing a different way. Go ahead, sister. What'd you say?
Yep. I'm about to tap out.
Yeah, me too, brother.
It's definitely about that time.
Yep. Hopefully everybody picked up enough information for this session to just stay on their journey to seek more knowledge, learn love, find peace within themselves and those around them, and be able to release the things that don't serve you to make room for the things that do. You know, manipulation is real. And manipulation is all around us: people, places, and things. Family, friends, social media. Again, it's you getting in control of you being able to know what makes sense to you and following what resonates with your spirit and your aura for your highest outcome. You know, but it's never ever depleting another or making nobody else feel less than either. That's manipulation. So again, learning manipulation and having discernment is just knowing when not to entertain it at all on no source with anybody. And it goes back into treating people how you want to be treated. If you don't like to be manipulated, then you shouldn't be manipulating other people.
That's right.
So just finding discernment and learning to love yourself the best way you see fit for you.
So
yeah.
Somebody else. Family is just everything that Queen Oracle said. I just come into agreement with that. Learn to love yourself, check yourself, come to peace with yourself. Yeah. I can't even add to what she said.
That's right.
Well, I'll go ahead and go. So yeah, family, just like the title says, the media is, can be very manipulating, and just learn to go without some of all this materialistic stuff. You gotta, remember that these people have an agenda. They're just trying to sell you something. That's it. It's all about profit and them making a dollar. And if you dig into it, you'll see more of that with, just dig into, if you don't already know, dig into how America has products on our shelves that's banned in other countries. Why?
Yeah.
What's the point of the FDA, so-called guarding and protecting our food if it's things that's other countries? It's like, no, we're not letting our people eat that, because it's all about them making a dollar. It's all about their profit. They don't care nothing about our health and all that. They just want your money. So just, learn to go without these things that they so-called say we need, because we really don't. Like Oracle said, it's about our knowledge and spiritual growth. It's not about all this material stuff, because at the end of the day, cannot take it with you.
Mm-hmm.
But you can take your what you learned, you know, your knowledge. You can take that with you on to the next realm, I believe. But you ain't taking none of the all this materialistic stuff is temporary, and most people break their back to get it, and for what? And that's all
They
I
die
want to
and
say.
leave it.
Shay. Yeah, my final thoughts is exactly what the brother Jay Hooks was just saying, man. I'm gonna do my final thoughts, and I might as well go first with the outro since I'm last on the thoughts, right? I believe that the media is a tool, right? Like a lot of other things is, and it's a tool in the toolbox, and we just have to pay attention to what tactics are being used on us, you know. And media is a big problem if we're feeding into it too much. So, you know, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, start the outro. I am Speculum Ambulo. I want to appreciate all y'all for stopping in. Thank y'all for coming. Please make sure you smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't. And don't forget to tap in every Sunday, 1 p.m. We doing this every Sunday. So, with that being said, make sure y'all remember, look in the mirror for the change you want to see. Love your journey. Peace, peace.
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 Yes, family. This is Dr. Sublime here, and it is always a joy and pleasure to be as we always come together on Sundays and share, but also find us on TikTok, on Facebook. I don't know if we
Did
have
something just
Instagram
happen to her
too,
sound?
on
Yeah, you lost value,
X.
sis.
Check us
Said she
out.
lost value.
Button.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you lost volume for a second.
Yeah. Yes, check us out on all those different platforms, and always feel free. Also, we
That
are
ain't happened again.
Yeah, it happened again. I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah, well, anyway, like she was saying, just check us out on all platforms. We on
sorry
TikTok.
about that, family. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
But anyway, much love. Until next time and in between time, remember to be gentle with yourself because we are on a journey.
Shay.
Yep, it's Jay Hooks the Great. I don't got nothing else to say except hope y'all enjoyed. Hope y'all tap in next week, and I hope y'all stop letting these people manipulate your minds with this BS.
Shay.
Yeah, this is the Oracle Queen P. Tapping out. See y'all next Sunday. Everyone have a great week on purpose with purpose. Stay present, patient, and positive. I know some amazing and wonderful things are happening for each and every one of us listening on the line. And thank you guys for just attending and hopping in every Sunday. We appreciate y'all. Stay blessed.
Shay.
Ashe.
Peace.
Peace, family.
Peace, family.